What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? We are in the building. Hopefully, you all can hear us just fine. If you would, just let us know. Drop something in the chat to let us know that we're coming in loud and clear. Please let us know because we got our mic set up because we got a little bit of a treat for you all. So we're just going to take a second to make sure that everybody can hear us.
You're gonna miss it.
Hold on. Oh gosh, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? All right, so man, we got some information for you all this evening that we definitely wanted to get in and share with you all. So if you all would just drop a message in the chat to let us know that you can hear us. And actually, let me pull the chat up while I'm asking for that. Okay, we clear. Okay, we hear you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All righty, let's get this pulled in here. I'm just doing one other thing. Come on, where are you? Bam. All right. So we didn't even do our introduction. This information we just had to come in real quick. If y'all don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha.
What up? Okay. This evening we have some information that just came through to us, and it's actually something that has been not weighing heavy, but it's one thing that has definitely been on our mind to share. And we just recently got confirmation about sharing this information, so we wanted to make sure that we got this out tonight. So forgive us for the impromptu pop up on you, but it's just something that has to be said.
Yeah, and it's just based off of some of the comments that we've been seeing lately, and it has to do with discernments
Mm-hmm.
and being able to discern, um, and making decisions that's really benefiting our highest and greatest good and taking us to the best version of ourselves. Ultimately, that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
That is the
Let me
goal.
get you. I'm gonna just mic
You
you
want-
up real
you
quick,
want-
just so we can
Giving
make
me,
sure it's coming in loud and clear.
giving me the hookup.
I'm giving you the hookup.
Okay.
Holler if you hear me. All right. So yeah. All right. So with that being said, family, like my baby was saying, when it comes to like all the different comments and things that we're hearing, as far as and hearing and reading, as far as when it comes to twin flame matters, when it comes to spiritual matters, when it comes to just knowing whether or not to follow your own intuition,
Mm-hmm.
there's been some second guessing about that. So we definitely wanted to come in here, and pretty much the basis of this conversation is a reminder to listen and follow your higher self.
Yes, this is
Mhm.
really key right now because you will need to have discernment in these times. And
Yes.
the way for you to really have that discernment is for you to really establish that connection with your higher self,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it's easy to get manipulated if you're not
Yep.
connected. It's very easy to get manipulated. It's very easy to get deceived. It's very easy to get tricked in these times, right? Because you need that discernment. And so you got to have that connection with your higher self and your oversoul so that you can know what to do and
Right.
what not to do. And a lot of the times we don't even ask for assistance. Like sometimes you these things are big. You got to seek counsel within self.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like this world, this matrix has trained us to externalize so much that the first thing that we look to do is to look outside of ourselves when the answers all lay within us.
Yes.
All, everything. We already have it. We just have to go within and ask. It's that, I promise you, it's that simple.
Yeah, it is. It is really that simple. And like we're saying, that this is something that we've. This is a, I guess, so much a topic or a statement that we have been making pretty much since the beginning of this channel. Because, like my baby said, it's so many people that we see that are going to, like, twin flame coaches, that are
Twin
going
flame
to
teachers.
twin flame
What the
teachers.
hell is a twin flame teacher?
Like, that's
Like, who died and left them HNIC? See, these are the things that you have to ask yourself, okay? Why are they greater than you?
right, right.
Right?
Yeah,
No, you
and
are just as great.
and and this also goes into tarots as well.
Yeah.
And like, we're just putting the spotlight on some things. And even though, yes, we do readings, but one of the things that we stress to all of our clients when they get on the phone with us or we do a Zoom call with them
Right.
is that our intention is to teach you how to fish.
Right.
We're not just going to be here holding all the fish so that we can give it to you. No, because we got other stuff to do. We can't just always be in your back pocket like, oh, let me go to Chris and Alicia. Like,
Right.
no, sometimes, and that's why with our couple sessions, like somebody asked, sent us a message on Instagram about our couple sessions, and they were surprised that we only have like one session, and then we have our one intensive session where we actually walk you through hand in hand for about 4 weeks. But for the most part, we do one session, bam. We're going to give you all the tools that you need in order to be successful. Now, because we want to empower you. We're not trying to take away power. We're trying to pour into you so that you can become your greatest and highest good.
Right.
And so that you can connect with your higher self, because that's going to give you, your higher self is going to give you the best information that you need. And just a reminder from what we said on the last video, when it comes to your higher self is just you in the future that has overcome all of the obstacles that you're going to go through, in a sense. Okay? And we got one other individual that we wanted to bring in, which some of you all may already know. But let's see who we got in here. Oh, what's going on? Okay, we got a couple of people in the chat. I was just checking that out. But we have one individual that we wanted to bring in on this because we started in on the conversation, and just as we were having our conversation with this sister, the confirmations just came through, and we're like, "Yep, we need to go in on this."
Yeah, we need to touch on this. We're gonna speak to this tonight, because this is the comment, and I've been getting the nudge to talk about this topic, but this comment came in, and it really I'm gonna read the comment. This comment is on our chaser video. This is the old run and chaser video that we did when we first started the channel, and somebody left a comment, and they said, one common denominator that I've noticed is that successful twin flame teachers always comprise of a female runner energy, but most women or feminine of us watching can honestly say we are the chasers, or we are on the working hard not to be the chaser, or at least that's where I am, just trying to be still. So after I read that, I was like, okay, so we need to talk about higher self.
Yes.
Because we share our journey. We share our experience. Because we know that this journey could sometimes feel lonely. It's especially, well, now, everybody's really waking up and things of that nature, but it could still feel kind of lonely on this journey. And sometimes you just need to see something similar outside of yourself until you get used to, knowing that you can trust yourself, right?
Right.
And we understand that. So we said we'll share our journey. But our journey that we share, it's Your twin flame journey is not going to look exactly like ours.
No.
And somebody else's journey is not going to look like yours. Yes, there will be similarities.
Yeah.
But it is really ludicrous to really sit down and say stuff like that.
Yeah.
The twin flame teacher told us that the successful twin flame teacher told us that what did she say? The females are the runners.
Now just taking the gosh. Okay,
So
because
much distortion.
this is definitely something that we want to really drive home, and we really want this message to go out to as many twin flames as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because the thing is, when we start externalizing our power, we lose it. Okay, and once you lose that power, then what do you have to control?
You're no longer sovereign, first of all.
Okay, so you're putting your future in the hands of somebody else who is not with you on a day-to-day basis. Okay, they don't truly know your backstory, and actually they don't know the full story. The only thing, even when you go into telling your story, that's one perspective out of millions. And to be honest, you're still not telling the full story, because one thing that Alan Watts said, that if anybody actually told the whole story of any single experience, they would be talking for days, because there's so much that happens within your body and outside of your body, things that happened around you.
Right.
And there are subjective truths and there are objective truths. Okay? Because subjective truth means that it's your own opinion of what happened, but somebody else sees that same situation in a whole different light.
Right.
So, going back to putting your future in the hands of somebody who's not going to be with you 100% of the time throughout your life. Okay? Yeah. After you leave that individual, they're going to sleep at night and they don't care about, some of them care. Some of them care, okay? But just think about it. Like we said with the doctor the other night. If you have a doctor that gives you a diagnosis of some type of disease, ailment, anything of that nature that's supposed to shorten your life, you can either take it as Bible, or you can still say, okay, I see what you're saying, but my life is going to be like this.
Right.
Okay.
And this is where the connection with your higher self comes in. In these times, okay, when everybody is flippy-floppy and wishy-washy, and when people are being bought out, like, this is another thing that you need to pay attention to. There's a lot of people who are being bought. Literally bought. And
because there are some gurus who just happen to get acres of land. There are some people out there that's been talking in the twin flame community, and they got a little money slide up under the table, or they just so happen to get sponsored and things of that nature
to push a certain agenda. Okay, so you have, and this is why. Let's go back again. We're gonna keep saying this. This is why it is so important for you to have that connection with your higher self and your oversoul, so that you can establish that discernment within self, and you can start turning inwards. Yeah, it's okay to be on the YouTube channel, because we listen to different. Sometimes we listen to different YouTube channels.
Right.
Few. It's like maybe 5.
Yeah, it's probably like 5 right now.
Yeah, maybe 4. But yeah, we do listen to a few of our brothers and sisters, because you never know, you think something might come through. But for the most part, when it comes to making decisions, day-to-day decisions, okay, life-changing, altering decisions,
right,
it's always the inward journey.
Right.
You could get confirmation. You have, whatever, and then you go and you get your confirmation. But most of the time, the advice that you're getting really should be as a form of confirmation. It's like you already know what's going on, but it's a form of confirmation, not to determine and to dictate if you go left or right. That should always come from the inside.
Right.
And this message is important.
Yes.
It's super important.
Now, understand the reason why this is so difficult, okay? Because, yes, us saying that we need to connect with our higher selves is easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it's easier said than done is that because from the time that we were born up until the time that we were 7, the majority of the programs were already set within us.
Mm.
And this is something that we have to even take in consideration when we're dealing with our own kids. But looking at ourselves, from the time that we were born up until the time that we were 7, we had thousands of programs installed within us. And one of those programs is to look for external information
and validation, because you know that mentality of poor me, little me, you know, I don't have anything, you know, that type of mentality. We got to get rid of that nonsense.
Yes.
We that's old paradigm. We have to get rid of that. Everything that we need, we already come with it. The power is within us. It lays with us. It's always been there all along. And so we have to really start turning inward for our guidance.
Yes.
Especially in these times, guys. Okay?
Yeah, we definitely got to turn with inward. And actually, just to, because I just realized that this is scrolling at the bottom, because this is not about any type of donations or anything right now. This is just information that we want to put out to really stress that it is highly, highly important for you to start developing a connection with your higher self. Because just like my baby said just 2 seconds ago, that all of the information that you need is already within you. It's already within you. It's within me. But we are all different points of attention. Right? Because even though we are all one, okay? And I'm you, you're me. I'm Leisha, Leisha's you. You know? But that's on a higher level. But on this particular plane that we're living in and that we're playing in, because this is a game, it is a very serious game, but at the end of the day, it's still a game that we're playing here on this realm. Okay? And when you're playing this game, there are different rules that apply. Now, for the longest of times, those rules have been hidden, but a lot of them have come to light. But just to make sure I'm staying on task here, on topic, because I know I can go off sometimes. But when you're dealing with your life here, there's a specific path and there are specific journeys. Okay, let me say this. There are different paths that we are all going to take. Not everybody's going to take the same path. And just looking at the path of coming into a twin flame union, okay? We're just going to look at that path, right? Because for our path, we went through almost a decade of hella relationships, right? Went through dark night of the soul and still go through dark nights of the soul every now and again. But before we became into union, we actually got to the point where we loved ourselves unconditionally. And we got to the point that we'll say, fuck it, if I don't get anybody else, I'm cool. And we were dead ass serious about that. And so you got to ask yourself, do you, like, what we went through, not everybody's going to go through, but there are some similarities. Like, some people will come and pick up and like, oh, I met my twin flame at a call center too. Oh, my twin flame was married, or they were with somebody else.
Yeah, and then you know you got some people, some twin flame teachers. You want to call them twin flame teachers? Oh gosh, this shit is hilarious.
Yes.
They might have like 5 or 6 people. Let's say they have 5 or 6 people, or even 10 people that they might have met their twin flame on the beach, right?
Yes.
And I'm just showing you how ridiculous this is and how they create these little cults, right? And you just have to have your discernment to see this is crazy.
Yeah.
Right? So they might have this little cult where, oh, in order for you to be a twin flame, you have to have met your twin flame on a beach, because we all are twin flames and we all met our counterparts at the beach.
Mm-mm.
Like, so you really, again, this is why the connection with your higher self is vital.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to depict this sort of distortion
Yeah.
that is being fed to you by these twin flame teachers.
And the thing, and forgive us if it seems like we're going on a rant, but we're definitely trying to really drill something in, because one of the things that we all recognize, or for the most part, we all recognize that the twin flame dynamic is on a higher level, right?
Right.
Please drop a chat in the to let us know. Yes, we know that this is on a higher level, right? Okay.
Kelrick said he's leaving. Night, Kelrick.
Night. We keep catching you right when you're going to sleep.
Yeah, he's going to sleep. Night, night, sweetheart. All
right. Hope you ain't got to go to work tomorrow. But okay.
Oh, okay. We got an important thing that came in from ATT Ascension Transition Team. Some of the twin flames teachers aren't even twin flames. Listen.
Exactly.
I didn't want to put but hey, you see, it's right there. They said it right there.
Some of them.
You just have to use your discernment, and this is what we trying to get everybody to realize.
Yeah, we're gonna pin that one just so I can see that.
Just gonna pin it.
That some of these twin flame teachers that are out there are not twin flames. Okay, but just going back to what I was saying, hopefully you all understand that the twin flame dynamic is on a higher level. Okay, now when we're talking about things that have to do with the 3D, which means that, you got to be a part of a certain club, or it has to happen this type of way,
right?
Or you have to go, like if you haven't worked on all of your childhood trauma or something like that, like there are all of these stipulations.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to unconditional love has no stipulations. We're talking about a higher level of consciousness. We're talking about a higher level of love.
Right.
And that higher level of love is unconditional, which means that it does not have any conditions in order for you to be accepted. So if you're listening to someone and tell you that you got to have this goal met, that milestone met, you got to have this criteria, you have to be a certain age, or you have to have this certain age gap. Come on.
You got to use your discernment, guys. You got to use your discernment.
Sorry.
And just know that we're all here on this planet to have at different points of attention to have our experience. And sometimes your experience might involve you being in a romantic relationship with the twin flame. Sometimes it might be that you're just working on a project with your twin flame. Sometimes you might be happier with the soulmate. Quite a few people who are with soulmates, and they're ecstatic and they understand the purpose.
Happy.
Yeah, that their twin flame is here to to whatever project that they're working on. They get it. And so when you have that connection with your higher self and your oversoul, these things are not, you're not confused at all. And, you learn to listen and trust your inner guidance, your internal GPS, instead of, externalizing your power and constantly relying on forces and entities outside of yourself, because a lot of these things and people are not who they say they are.
Yeah, and just to even back up even more what you just said, because when you start externalizing your power, it gets easier.
Yeah.
It gets easier. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And for example, bring us to today. Okay? First time you went out with a mask on, you were like, okay, I'm just doing it for this time. Pretty soon this thing gonna blow over and I'm not gonna have to wear this anymore.
Right.
A few more months went in, they still got the mandate. So it's like, oh, okay. It's bound to stop sometime. But I've been wearing it so far. Let me go ahead and keep wearing it. They still got it in. I'm like, okay. Now we got to make some life decisions, because right now we're having what's called cognitive dissonance, which means that I am going against who I am to the core of my core. But you got to understand, when you start externalizing your power, and in this sense, as far as externalizing your power, we're saying that the CDC has our best interests, or that our governors have our best interests, that our city councils have our best interests at heart, or that our president has our best interests at heart. These fuckers don't know us.
You have to have your best interest at heart at all times. At all times. Your life, your responsibility. Our life, our responsibility.
Right.
We have to take our health, our abundance, our children, which is the future. That's our responsibility.
Right.
And the moment that we realize this, we build that connection with our higher self and our oversoul, then we stop externalizing our power, and then we have all the information that we need. You have access to this information.
Right.
You don't need a third party. You are the party.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't. If something resonates with you, then that's for you.
Yes.
If something does not resonate with you, then it's not for you. And it's, guys, I promise you, it's really that simple.
Yeah. And we appreciate you all sharing the love on the chat. Definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate that, because I know we're coming with some fire right now.
Yeah, we have to.
Because
we got to bring this.
This is something that we have been really trying to get through since day one.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of dancing around it, like, oh, find your higher self.
Right.
You need to get connected
Right.
with yourself.
Connection.
Look within.
Yeah.
Journey within. Turn within.
Journey within. We even name one of our businesses called Journey Within.
Right.
Doing a little guidance.
But it's just like that Tupac interview. It's like, we first you standing outside, you singing, like you open up the door, you see the food, and then you like, hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. But after a while, you keep singing out there like, I'm picking the lock, I'm busting down the door. At some point, you gotta come with that fire.
You gotta drive it home. We're driving it home.
Yeah.
Tonight. But I just want to stop real quick to just acknowledge our Royal Twin Flames in the house.
Oh, yes.
They're
Royal
here.
Twin Flames.
Divine Goddess 333, sweetheart, welcome. Blue Diamond Dust, welcome. Who else we got in the house? We got Honey Pot in the house. Welcome, sweetie. Welcome to all our Royal Twin Flames. We love you very, very much. Just want to take this time to shout you guys out. And for those of you who are doing the 21-day detox challenge, listen, super proud of you. Keep pushing. For those of you who completed it, congratulations. I think Blue Diamond Dust. Ooh.
It's got some chill. I don't know where that came from.
Blue Diamond Dust, I know she completed her 21-day detox challenge. So beautiful. Okay, she's ready.
Okay.
She's ready. Okay.
All right. So we got one of our, once again, Siobhan. You all may have seen her in one of the videos we did back on 9/11. She was there with us. And this is the sister that we were talking to. We were just having a casual conversation, and it just came up because it's something that we have been talking about. And then she brought it up. We were like, okay, we got to talk about this.
Yeah. Look, Stephanie said, "Yep, be real crazy. There are folks out here making money off people and giving them wrong information, and even throwing bad energy at folks with light worker energy." Wow.
Because you got to understand, this is something
That's
that we were talking about earlier today, is that it is so frustrating to understand and overstand that we are really in an illusion, and that illusion is just projecting from our minds, and it's also projecting from the collective. But at the same time, even though it is an illusion, you can't jump off a cliff and your body not receive the consequences.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So,
wow.
And this so much.
This is why this discernment is so important. And for you to have the discernment, you need to have that connection with your higher self and your oversoul. And so we're going to take this time out. We're going to bring Siobhan on the line. Siobhan is just super amazing, super wonderful. And we're just going to bring her on so she can talk a little bit more about the importance of connecting with your higher self. She's going to give you some tips as to how to connect with your higher self, and especially the times that we're in right now,
Yes.
why it is so important to have that connection with your higher self. And it's not saying that you get so big headed that you don't need help, okay?
Right.
Of course, your higher self will put people in your life to assist you along your journey, right?
Yes, but they are not going to drain you.
But they're not going to drain you, and they're not going to suck your energy. They're going to help you.
Yes.
Okay, and you will know that difference once you develop that discernment within yourself. All right, so
yeah, so we're gonna get her on the line, and while she's getting
her
her on the line, Scentbird, those red flags do go off when somebody is telling you that you need to come back for a reading.
No, you don't. You don't need to come back nowhere.
That is a major red flag.
No.
Oh my gosh.
If somebody is not telling you to connect with your higher self, right? You got to look at these things, right? There are people, the people that are nurturing you, the people who are trying to show you how to fish. Those are the people that you want to have around you because they're actually building you. They're helping you to build.
Right.
But the people who are hoarding the fish and who are just giving you a little piece, here's a half a fish. Come back and see me tomorrow.
Like, we know you're going to get hungry.
Here's another half of a fish. Come back and see me the next day. That's not what you need. You need someone who is going to help you to build, help you to grow, and help to nurture you so that you will be able to fish for yourself. You want to become independent. And you know what's crazy? A lot of people are so used to having that mentality of having people do things for them that when you tell them you have to go within, they think you're not helping them. Yeah, go on a call.
Yeah.
But if somebody tells you to go within, that person wants you to do, they want you to do great. They want you to do great things. Okay? So we're going to get Siobhan on the phone, and she is going to, she is going to definitely. Okay,
what's up, sister? We got you on speaker right now.
Hey, lovely family. Let me know if you can hear me well.
Okay, we're gonna do a microphone check now.
If you all can hear, wow, I'm having a deja vu right now. If you all can hear Siobhan, please drop a comment. Let us know that you can hear her loud and clear. I'm just gonna kind of set this up so it can be heard.
And you guys definitely pay attention to our beautiful sister Siobhan. She is her messages are just wonderful.
And once again, just know that when we bring anyone on our channel, it is one that is vetted from our higher selves. I'm getting words mixed up, so please forgive me. It's someone that we vetted through our higher selves. Now, early on, we made some mistakes, and we did
it's part of the journey.
We did some videos with some people we should not have done videos with.
It's a part of the journey. It's all a part of the journey.
But moving forward, you know, our higher selves has really guided us with some people that are truly here to help. Exactly. And so Siobhan, I just want to bring you in, and if you all would just drop comments in the chat to let us know that you are able to hear her.
Please, yes.
Siobhan, are you there?
Yes, so we're doing mic check?
Yeah, we're doing mic check. Are you guys able to hear? And listen, she has some really important information to share with us tonight. So if you know someone who, you know, maybe they might want to know how to connect with their higher self, bring them on the live, or they can listen on the replay, okay? All right, Siobhan, sweetie.
Well, thank you, Lisa and Nasir, for having me.
You're welcome.
Yes.
I think, have we known each other? Has it been 2 years now?
Gosh.
It's a little bit over 2 years.
Yeah.
Over 2 years, and that would be human years anyway.
Human years.
In the 3D.
Yeah.
Right, 3D years.
Yeah.
So, I always love when people ask me, like, well, how old are you? Where are you from? And it's like, well, you got to be a little more specific. Are we talking about Earth 3 or what?
I was just trying to make sure I did.
Yeah, they can hear.
Okay.
Everybody's saying that they can hear.
All right.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
about why higher self-integration is so important.
Perfect.
As far as our evolution, ascension, and ascending to the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth dimension. I like to say that because it's like we're not stopping at the fifth.
No.
Earth's not stopping at the fifth. We're going to keep going, and it's basically an evolutionary process. So as we assist human origin in their ascension, they take the same path as any other star seed. So they're going to be integrating their higher selves, and the process of integrating their higher selves and healing is how they ascend up I would say, like the evolutionary ladder. So where eventually they will become angelic as well, even before returning to source, because that's the process. You go up and down the dimensions, you incarnate, sometimes you don't incarnate, whatever the soul's journey is. And so basically, as far as the Galactic Council of Light, like when we held meetings, because we literally, before we incarnated on Earth, when this ain't the first time, we've done it for other planets, we're multidimensional, ascending planets is not new to us.
Right.
So, as far as the primary directive, straight from the Galactic Council of Light, we could say the elders, because there is a Galactic Council of Starseeds as well. But the primary objective is higher self-integration. Primary objective. So regardless of how many missions you have, how many objectives, how many learnings, how many understandings, primary objective is higher self-integration. And the reason why is because that is the only way you cannot be deceived, manipulated, or forced to do things that your higher self would not guide you to do.
Right.
Forced into negative contracts, participating in slave environments, or where the planet has been taken over.
Right.
So some of the understandings that we did not understand, like in the times of Lemuria, in the times of Atlantis, even the times of Egypt, Maya, and some of these other more ancient civilizations, even though we had elders present, we had people teaching Earth history as well as galactic history, where the human beings came from. Those elders were present, assisting in leading, evolution on this planet. But what I've been feeling, especially like even around like when coronavirus first, was announced in this country, in America, there were some teachings coming up that we did not get, or we did not understand, when Lemuria failed. So basically, like we were teaching us that are elders, us that are, like big brothers and sisters. But one thing that I guess you say we didn't teach quick enough, or we didn't get around to, was really that discernment and higher self-integration. We were basically like just teaching humans about life, teaching them about galactic history, even moral codes, on how to function, things of that nature, how to be a community, how to love. But we weren't teaching them how to develop their discernment, and didn't realize how important it would be, especially on Earth, because we really didn't realize that they were going to be infiltrated and taken over.
Yeah. And I just wanted to share real quick, Siobhan, the reason why, like, we literally are being led to do this because I called my sister today because my higher self instructed me at 3 a.m. When I was trying to sleep that I need to call Siobhan, and I need to talk about, or we need to talk about the importance.
And it was actually, not only was it just you, it was me as well. As far as getting it, because right now we are building some things. We are building a community, and for those of you all who are not aware, for our Royal Twin Flames, if you're not aware, definitely make sure you go to the community board and check for the Zoom calls that we have every Friday, which this Friday is going to be a lengthy one. Yeah. So you definitely want to make sure that you are in the building, because we're going to be providing a lot of information. But this information is about us building new earth, essentially, because we need conscious people who are aware of individuals' free will and understanding that everybody is sovereign. Okay? So that means that when it comes to your cooking, knowing how to provide your own type of food. And we're talking about in your spirituality, we want you to understand that God is already within you. So if you want to find the answers, go to the God that's already within you and get those answers.
Yeah.
And
we have to start turning inwards. And the truth is the truth. And
and if you're telling the truth, everybody should be saying the
everybody's
same
saying the same thing. So just like in 3:00 in the morning, higher self was like, okay, so you really need to share this message. Like, this is important. And my higher self literally, because I kept trying to go to sleep, and it's like I kept waking up, and I'm like, well, okay. And so today I just had a nudge that I needed to call, and I said, okay, I'm calling. And so this is how we're here now, and just so grateful that Siobhan agreed to come on here and to just kind of run this home. Opening with the story, she's also gonna, Siobhan, if it's okay, just to maybe give them some tips on how to, bridge that connection with their higher self, and just really stress on the importance of it, because I don't think people realize how important it is.
It is super.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
And before Siobhan goes into it, it's just as important as breathing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And we just gonna put the floor, let Siobhan have the floor so she could really bring this home.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Great information. So yes, like the higher self is actually your most important relationship. Like, I know there's a lot of, like even when we were talking about twin flame teachers and things of that nature. And this is any type of teacher, really. But the higher self is the single most important relationship. A lot of people want to think it's the relationship with their parents, the relationship with their children, the relationship with, their spouse or their partner. And it's not. It's actually your higher self. And even twin flames that come into union, or even soulmates or divine union, in order to even maintain those relationships, it is best advised to have a relationship with your higher self. So like even with my twin flame is not awakened. He's not communicating with his higher self. But the only way we've even been together for over 4 years is that I have the relationship, or I make the relationship a priority with me, my higher self, our oversoul, and even his higher self. Like, I have better conversations with his higher self. So, and that's the thing that, because twin flame relationships are hard. They're not easy.
No, sir, no, ma'am.
Right, they're not easy. It's like a whole nother mission. But it's an important one, because what are we grounding onto the planet? What are we creating for this planet? What are we reminding the people of this planet is what love is. What source unconditional love is. What's lacking the most on this planet is love and healing. So even to develop a high degree of integration requires actually making healing a priority. And that's the thing, and that might even be what you're picking up on the collective that they really don't understand. Right. It's how much healing is necessary.
Yes.
And
some of it is generational, Siobhan. Don't forget to touch on the generational aspect of it too, with the healing.
Yeah, and actually, this is a term which, once again, we got to give credit what credit is due, because some people think that we created this term. But essentially, externalizing your power to somebody else to get the answers is really equivalent to spiritual bypassing. It's like instead of doing the work, you want to do the shortcuts and to becoming awakened, and it's only going to lead you into more work. because it's just like when we tell the kids when they're doing their schoolwork, like you can go through and rush through on your exam, but if you rush through, you're going to end up making more mistakes, and then you're going to have to still go back and retake that same exam over again, but with more caution and more understanding and more awareness. And sometimes when you ask for somebody else to give you the answer, you may have it in your front brain for a few moments, but as time goes on, you're going to forget about it and you're not going to know how to do this thing on your own. Versus if you went through and you really studied and you took down notes and you made it a priority to really understand the subject matter, so that when the time came up for the test, you would actually be able to know it, because the test is just a checkpoint of seeing how much you actually know. What type of wisdom do you have? The test is to display your knowledge. Well, actually, let me back up. The test is checking to see how much wisdom you have. And wisdom is just knowledge being applied in its correct way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And so, with that, we'll just let Siobhan dive back into the healing aspect.
Yes.
And why is it so important as far as the healing, Sister Siobhan?
Yes. So, and I think another term for even what Nasir was saying is like integrating within yourself.
Yes.
Integrating that understanding. What people would tend to say is really like that inner standing.
Yes.
You know, because you hear things, and sometimes it takes 3, 4, 10 times to hear a message. It might even need to be said multiple ways before it actually is integrated within yourself, where you finally realize that you have that understanding within yourself and know or feel, have the feeling of what it actually means. Because you don't usually get it the first time.
No.
So I would call that actually integration. It's a series of integrations. So good for that. So, like, even like us being here, we came here as a collective, as a group, with teams and goals and things in mind. And so it's okay to connect and work with people. But the biggest challenge that humanity is gaining is the understanding of discernment, knowing who to connect to and when to connect to them. Because it's not even always just who. It's a who, what, when, where, and why. It might be for a certain time. It might be for certain projects. It might be for ongoing. But you have to tune in to feel, what is this relationship? What's the purpose of this relationship? What am I going to learn or experience from this relationship? And it's important to know what type of relationship it is. Just like you were saying with the twin flames, and some people try to say, oh, they're supposed to be this, oh, they're supposed to be that. You know, you're supposed to be a twin with a male, you're supposed to be a twin with a female, or blah, 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 whatever it is that people are saying. Which really, people can assist you. But the best confirmation is your higher self, because your higher self and their higher self would have been one initially in the first place.
Facts.
So, like, that's why, I used to do confirmations. I would do confirmation for origin, I would do confirmation, twin confirmation, things of that nature. But if the people aren't healing, it really actually isn't even that beneficial to know.
Right.
It really isn't that beneficial.
Exactly.
Because they're not healing. And if you're not integrating your higher self, then what's the point of me telling you?
Oh, Siobhan, could you repeat that one more time?
Speak to that, Siobhan.
Repeat that one more time.
Say it one more time.
When you're not integrating your higher self, what's the point of me telling you your origin? Because it's just you always listening to somebody else. Someone else is telling you your origin. Someone else is telling you who your twin is. Someone else is telling you the purpose of this or what you should be doing. And assisting people, like even as like teachers and guides, we assist people, but if you're in balance, you're teaching them to, inquire or include their higher self. And you're actually not even telling them what to do. Like, I will listen to you, and I would, if I receive any messages, of course I'll share them. But other than that, I'm just helping you to get to the root of, like, what's causing you to make this decision, what's causing you to feel this way. I just help get to the root, but I don't tell anybody what to do because I'm just there to assist. Now, if we do have a session and I allow your higher self to come forward, then we're about to get a clear answer anyway.
Boom.
Because anything from me is just speculating, unless, like your higher self feels it's necessary, like they need to give me a direct message because maybe the individual won't hear it or has not heard it yet from their higher self.
Right.
But either way it goes, I'm always going to be teaching.
Right.
How do you meditate? How do you quiet your mind? How do you hear from your higher self? How do you practice and allow that integration? And on a 24/7 basis. We ain't talking about just when you sit down and meditate.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
We're talking about
it is.
right.
Yeah, it is a journey.
Yeah.
It's not a fad. It is a way of life.
Yes.
Because even as we go about our day to day, like we're constantly having to check our emotions and make sure that we are in a space where we can think logically, because we understand, like, even when we go outside, there's so many people that are in fear and they're making decisions based off of fear. And so with that being said, we have to be responsible. We have to be the adults in this situation of these kids just running around, just messing up stuff, of being aware of who we are, because just because somebody else is freaking out because what they see on the news or what they see on social media and things of that nature, it doesn't mean that we have to freak out too.
Right.
It doesn't, and just because you see somebody that tells you that this person is your twin flame or that person is not your twin flame, or you gotta go and do 100 sit-ups and 200 burpees in order to come in contact with your twin.
Right.
Like, you got to be able to use your own discernment.
Come on now.
And know that for every, what's the thing you say? For every square peg is a square hole, or something that you said.
See, now you going with them. See, I don't know about Siobhan. You might know.
I don't know about that
See,
one.
he be having these sayings. I don't know.
But there's a
We mean is a plaster plaster for every soul? Something like that?
Well, there's a moldy bread for moldy cheese,
okay.
Something like that. But what's for you is for you. At the end of it, what's for you is for you.
Right.
And the beautiful thing about it is that the same thing that's for you is not the same thing for somebody else.
Let me tell y'all a little trick. I learned. Because you have a lot of twins. They're frustrated or they're upset that their, twin is with somebody else. So what I learned is when that happens, or when you come across that, send whoever, you would deem the interfering party, send them love and healing.
Yes.
Send them love and healing, because their higher self ain't telling them to talk to your twin.
Wow.
And that's the thing, like, if you really understand who you are,
yes,
if you really understand your mission and why you're here, you would not ever be mad at anybody.
Speak to that.
Please speak to that, because that. Yeah, please speak to that.
Ooh.
Because that requires you to put on your big girl or big boy pants. Please speak to that.
Right. Yes. You came here to assist in healing. So why would you be upset or angry or mad at the individual or other individuals knowing they need healing? Knowing they need healing, knowing they need entities removed, knowing they have no concept of their higher self. When you're mad at them,
oh gosh,
no, send them love.
Send them love.
They're likely to pass away anyway.
That
is the unconditional love that we speak of.
And you know what? I'm just gonna repeat it one more time just to make sure that everybody can hear it. Like, if you are here as a light worker, because so many people label themselves as light workers and star seeds and things of that nature, but when somebody's trying to talk to their twin flame or pull their twin flame away from them, they want to get mad at the karmic. No, you're supposed to be here sharing love. You're supposed to be here spreading love. So why are you mad at the karmic? And you know what? Just to even think about that, because whatever you resist persists. And so if you're just sitting there just mad at your twin flame, if you're just sitting there just mad at the karmic, then you are just perpetuating that thing. And it's going to continue to go on until you learn the lesson to love even the nastiest, ugliest people in the world.
Oh my gosh, speak to that.
And look, and let's be real clear about this, please. Like,
we got to get
like
clear, crystal clear.
Like, let's clear that, because when we're loving, we're healing.
Yes.
So that includes even the ones that conquer this planet, even the ones who are disconnected from their higher self. Because there's a lot of beings that are disconnected from their higher self who would be considered soulless, whether they're human or not. Because it ain't just humans on the earth. So when we're talking about love as a form of healing, unconditional love is understanding that every being disconnected from their higher self is experiencing a temporary disconnection that needs to be healed. They need to be returned to source for healing. They need to spend time integrating their higher selves, whatever that process is for them, depending on where they came from, whatever. That's good. We'll figure that out once you get back to the light.
Right.
Because I don't talk to dudes that are disconnected from the light. We ain't sitting around having conversations. I know there's a lot of people that do medium work.
Yes.
I don't do it. You're going to talk to me. You're going to connect to your higher self.
Yes.
You're going to return to the light. You're going to go through the healing process. And then you're going to ask my oversoul if you can even talk.
You see, and that's the thing that we're trying to say. When you have connected with someone and they are teaching you how to fish, that's the type of relationship that you want around you. Somebody who is going to empower you to become the greatest version of yourself and not give you a half a fish and a quarter of fish and just have you keep coming back and coming back. They're draining your energy.
Yeah, and Siobhan, I want to thank you for confirming one other thing that I told Alicia a few days ago. Because I had my higher self check me on something. And it actually came through in a message that Ralph said, because we still listen to Ralph because we love his vibrations and things of that nature. But every now and again, there are like certain words that just stick out, and y'all know what we're talking about, because when you hear something like But when he made the comment that if you are still upset about this world and living here, you got work to do.
No.
And that hit me the other day like a ton of bricks. I was like, God, come on, higher stuff. I mean, I'm trying to enjoy where I am right now, but you want to point out an Achilles heel for me right now, because when I go prior to this hitting me, when I go out about, I'm walking around looking at people like, these people so stupid. Like, I don't know if I can help these people higher self.
Right.
Yeah, and so my higher self spanked me.
Put you in check.
Put me in check and be like, no. You got some work to do.
That is not what we're gonna do.
Love and light.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I had to really check myself. Like, okay. Yeah. Wow. It's like I probably said like 100 okays when I was on that car ride. Like, okay, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Right. But that's the beauty about the connection, is because you're at a place where it is okay for you to be checked.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
And that's what our higher self is for. Like, I don't need anyone outside of me to check me. The only person who can really check me is this one right here. She, like, even
I bring messages from your higher self. First of all, I bring messages from your higher self.
Right.
That's what I do.
True.
Let me just say that.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah. But yeah, thank you for that confirmation, because
Yeah.
that is definitely something that we have to be aware of, and that's why it's so important to really be connected with your higher self, because your higher self knows what path you need to take to get to, even though it's not a destination, because this is something that's just constantly going on and on. Right. But if we had to put a destination to it, and we're trying to get to our higher selves, your higher self is going to direct you on the right path. It's going to put you in the right place at the right time with the right people and the right why, in order to help you get to your greatest and highest good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another key to moving our beliefs to fourth and fifth dimension. With that higher self integration, you start noticing time and clocks, and even when you're meeting people, start to be irrelevant. You start to have synchronicity.
Yes.
Like y'all arrive at the same time, even when I thought I left late. You see numbers on the way there.
Right.
But you start operating by, I don't know what you want to call it, galactic time?
That's something different, Siobhan. That's a different thing.
It's just being present in the moment. It's just being present in the moment.
That's what we're going to call it. That's just what we're going to call it.
Right. Oh my goodness, there was something I was thinking of saying based on last year's comments. We'll see if it comes back or not.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Siobhan, if you want to give them some tips on how, like, the best practices for connecting with your higher self, like, we're going to just say meditation.
Yeah.
But if you can give them some more tips on what can help them.
Well, for one, I would say leave fear out of it. There are people I've talked to, and the first thing they say, especially, when you're having a conversation of communication, sometimes they'll, are a little nervous because they have the awareness now that there are multiple beings, multiple consciousness, things of that nature, and they're like, well, I don't want to be talking to the wrong thing, and I have to remind them, technically, since you were born, you've been talking to light and dark. You've been talking to light and dark already. So there's no reason to be fearful in the desire to start having communication and integrations with your higher self. Because your higher self's been waiting on you anyway. It's always there. It's been there because that's the true you. The higher self is the true you that sends a small part of itself to embody your baby body as a human. And as you have been growing and learning, depending on, of course it would depend on the, levels of trauma, how much healing you have done. But the higher self, with integrations and with the Schumann resonance and energies that are coming in, are attempting to integrate further into your body. But it's basically like a correlation between trauma and fear and, some other things like AI, archons, whatever. All that little googly dark stuff. And light. So, like, the more you heal and remove these darker, degraded energies out of your body, or integrate them, really, because you're not removing them. You're integrating them back in the source. The more of the darker, traumatic, fearful energy that you integrate back into the light, you actually allow more light to enter your body. So even when people, because there are so many different external influences, and I'm always amazed by it, because people should be amazed. Like, for as many things that the dark ones have tried, and they interfere with every system, what you eat, what you put on your hair, what you wash up, or what you wash your clothes in, what you're breathing in the house, breathing outside, immunizations, all these different things, and they still can't block your higher self connection.
Nope.
So they can interfere, they can diminish it, they can make it even hard to hear, but they cannot block it. But the more that you heal, the more you remove negative influences, negative programming, mind control programming, negative belief systems, BS belief systems, because every single belief system is a bunch of BS.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially if you got it on mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Entities, um, implants. There's lots of stuff, but it doesn't matter because it can't stop your higher self. But the more you heal, the more you allow for clear communication, clarity.
Yes.
Like you should start experiencing life with clarity. When you have situations arise, you should at least take a moment, pause, stop, whether or not you count to 10, whatever it is. But include your higher self. See what your higher self's perspective is. What do you think about this?
Yeah.
But allow them to have an opinion. Because even there's people, they talk to their higher selves or when they go in meditation. When something come up, and somehow they don't even think to ask their higher self. They just forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot I had that thing called a higher self.
Let me go ask Susie and Bob what I should do. Yeah.
Exactly. Especially when it comes to relationships. Even when it comes to marriages, especially.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, too, on a soul level. On a soul level, like I mentioned earlier, my twin, we've been together for over 4 years. On a soul level, like angelic beings and other beings we talk to and counsel, they call us husband and wife. We're not married on the earth, but we've existed for billions of years.
Wow.
So you just have to have that understanding and balance of who you are. And then understand that earth processes don't dictate like who you are once you know who you are.
Right.
And it's just like even us moving into sovereignty. But you have to have, you talking about being sovereign, you really have to have a high degree of higher self-integration.
Yes.
Because you're pulling away from the systems that want to dictate, how you should think, how you should create, how you should dress, how you should feel, how you should feel about others, what you should think about this person. All this mind control is just rampant all around you and in the media.
Yeah.
And when you watch movies and, all kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Issues around morality. Morality is the belief system itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Yes. That's
a big one that twin flames are clearing.
Yes. Because your morals is... Oh, boy. That's a whole nother video right there. Because when you think about morals and like the other few nights ago, we had a video talking about people asking, is it okay for me to date my twin flame even though they're married? Like, no, we're not condoning that.
We're not co-signing on that.
But yeah, this is definitely a topic that I'm so glad that we touched on.
Yes.
I mean, you know what? Not even touched on, because this is something that we've been talking about since day one. But I'm really glad that we decided to really go in just on this topic.
Yes.
Because it is something that is so needed, and I want to thank everybody that's in the room right now, because I think we got more people on this live than we've actually had before.
Yes.
So we are definitely honored and blessed that you all are holding space with us. And if this message resonates with you, we definitely ask that you share this message. We're not asking for anything other than to get this information out to as many twin flames as possible, so that they can really get this in. Because send this out to everybody.
Yeah, everybody needs this connection.
Everybody needs to learn discernment, because we are there are so many things that are coming down the pipeline that we really need to prepare for. And one of the best ways to prepare for this is being connected with your higher self, so that you can get clear messages about which way to go. So you don't even have to worry about seeing. You can just hear from your higher self. Okay, my child, step to the left. You're about to go over a pothole.
Right.
Just keep straight. Take about 12 steps and you can keep going. You can actually get that message from your higher self, and they can tell you, okay, that person is your twin flame. Right now, they're working through some stuff. Just let them continue to work down that journey. But right now, we're going to continue to work on you, and you stay down this path. Your twin flame is right there. They're going to meet you at like the 12th corner. Just keep going.
Keep going.
Okay? You can get that type of information from your higher self when you really cultivate that relationship. And just like any other relationship, the more that you cultivate it, the more you shed love to your partner, to that person that you're sharing this journey with, that connection gets stronger, the voice gets louder, and it's a beautiful thing.
It is. It is a beautiful thing, guys.
Yes,
Definitely.
Oh, right. So yeah, because I mean, we know some people still got to go to work tomorrow, even though it's a messed up holiday that they're celebrating tomorrow.
Right. We don't condone to the holiday, but
we don't condone to. But some people are being blessed enough to be off tomorrow, but then some still go in. But when you work for yourself, every day is a work day.
Right.
So, with that being said, any last words?
Yeah, Siobhan, did you want to add anything else onto the message on tonight?
Yes, thank you. So again, your higher self is you.
Yes.
Your higher self is you. And like a lot of times, like even when I was younger, I would hear people say it, but it's like they didn't really quite get it themselves. And I've heard women say before, like, you should get to know yourself before you enter into relationships. But they weren't really quite explaining. And maybe they didn't know themselves. That the self you want to get to know is your higher self. And that's the self you want to get to know. So a lot of us have been in multiple relationships. We've been married, things of that nature, especially as twin flames, because we are clearing distortion around love and within relationships with each other. We're clearing distortions. We're clearing trauma. We're clearing control. Because these are actually elements of, like, the matrix system or even the narcissism. The narcissism is more like a reptilian, like, virus, really.
Yes.
So a lot of us are genuine narcissists because as you heal and understand that this is not love, if you integrate that within yourself, you are helping to free this planet.
Yes.
Because this planet was conquered, by reptilians, by Anunnaki, AI, archons, blah, 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 those guys.
The distorted ones.
So the ones disconnected from their higher self. So as you develop, as you come here and experience, this is what they're saying is love. This is what humanity is experiencing, this bondage, this limitation, this control. As you free yourself from that, you are literally helping to ascend the planet because you're feeding into the collective consciousness that these types of relationships are not okay.
Right.
They're not okay. We're not going to tolerate them. We're going to heal from them, and then we're going to show others how to heal from them.
Yes.
So even when it comes to marriages, like you mentioned the thing about marriage, some people's twin flames are married. Some of them are. But even if you, for one, I hope that you got that confirmation from your own higher self that that's who this person is.
Right.
But like you said, and I feel like Lisa's the same, when you're getting those confirmations from your higher self, you don't even have to ask anybody, like, well, should I be talking to them because they're married? Your higher self is telling you, wait, focus on you, do your healing. If it's your twin flame, there's a reason why they wanted you to know it's your twin flame. But that might be to help him get stronger through healing so that he gets out of a karmic relationship or that she gets out of a karmic relationship. But always tuning in to see what the higher self is saying.
Yes.
Because I have come across a situation where the higher self actually needed them to know each other and needed them to engage. But that's very rare. It would be for a specific reason. It would be for a specific reason. Like this person needs immediate healing. This twin needs immediate assistance because they're under like black magic or something like that. But there will be a reason And the higher self is very clear about it. Like, the higher self don't want you to be confused about who your twin is or who, you're supposed to be in a relationship with or anything of that nature. And also understand, too, even these, like, people who are possessed, the entities that are possessing them, they know who you are.
Better than you know who you are sometimes.
Yeah, because you ain't awake yet.
Right.
Wow. You're not awake yet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is true. So y'all, y'all got some very valuable information tonight.
Yes, very valuable.
This information, I'm surprised that we hadn't really dove in on this before. But you know what? Like
we've been touching around.
Yeah,
we've been dancing around.
But we talked to Siobhan and we hadn't really thought about it because this is like spirituality 101, right? So we figure everybody knows this. Like everybody talks to their higher self, but from seeing the comments that we've been getting lately, this news, it's just been waking me up in the morning, telling us that, listen, hey, you need to talk about higher self and the importance of this connection, so that everybody could really start learning to have this discernment, because you guys are going to need this discernment now more than ever. You're going to need it.
Yes.
Yeah, I see some beautiful comments even on here about one sister's posting about her son. But even as parents, like even when I mentioned earlier, like the most important connection, the most important relationship is the higher self. Even as parents, as we're awakening and gaining that connection with our higher self, once you do that, you realize, you understand, oh, my children have their own higher self. My children have a team of guys. We might share the same team of guys. Because more than likely, they probably have something to do with your mission. So you even want your children to have that relationship with their higher self. So they're seeing you meditate. They're seeing you prosper. They're seeing you ground. And they're going to want to do it. They're going to naturally do it. And a lot of them are giving messages. Even when because I had to get out of an abusive relationship with a karmic who was and is right now possessed. And until I could hear clearly, I was receiving messages from my children.
Yeah.
And I knew that was not the kids talking.
Yeah, they come through with their messages. You just got to listen to them. They come through.
And just real quick, Siobhan, this is one thing that I was actually going to speak on come Friday, but you just said two things that actually confirmed what about this what Live by Love just said, because she's one of our royal twin flames in the house, and she was on the live with us a few nights ago, and on that she talked about her son that's autistic, and just based off of that conversation, a few nights after that, I had a dream, and actually it was two different autistic kids that I had dreams with. One was with Live by Love's son, and the other one was with Miss Hubbard's son.
Wow. I remember that.
But the thing that you just said about they have their own higher selves, Live by Love, your son's higher self is strong as heck. He is one big black dude.
Wow.
Because I recognized that it was Live by Love's son, and I was about to go over there and talk to him, but then his higher self came in like, hey, what's going on? Oh, you wanna talk to him? Like, he was like real strong, like, cause he was over there playing on some video game, like just doing his thing, but then his higher self stepped in like, no, he's not talking right now. He's doing his thing, but he knows you're here. And I'm like, wow, okay. And so I just moved on to something else. So
protection, boy, I tell you.
He's got some hella protection. So just know your son is well protected and very, very, very guided, and just
very powerful.
And just join in with us on Friday, and I'll give you more details about it. But that was very, very interesting.
That is beautiful.
Yes. All right. But yeah, but with that, we're not gonna hold y'all too much longer. because once again, we understand that some people have to go to work in the
Right.
morning, so we're gonna love y'all and leave y'all where we found y'all. So yeah, that's it.
That's
It.
that just to sum it up, just to take it home. Um, the connection with higher self is super important. A quick way for you to connect with your higher self is to just practice mindful meditation. We do have a meditation on our playlist that it's like a guided meditation for those of you who are really not too familiar with how to get started. It's a really good meditation on the playlist, connecting with higher self.
Yes.
If you're a professional at meditating, this is a beautiful way for you to connect with your higher self in meditation. You know, just open up to your higher self, trust yourself, and also making sure that you do your integration.
Yeah.
Making sure that you put it's priority for you to do your healing, and for you to do your shadow work. That is priority.
Yeah, and last little thing before we head out, because in order for you to open up, it's going to require healing, because it's allowing you to be exposed and it's allowing you to be vulnerable. But you can't really step, and you can, because that's where the courage comes in. But it makes it a little bit easier when you do your healing, and allows you to open up so that you can receive those messages and things of that nature. So with that being said, we're out.
I think that's it.
I think we're out.
That's it, right, Siobhan?
Yes. Beautiful exchange of energy and information.
Yes.
I love and honor both of you and everyone on tonight's call. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Right. Thank you so much, Siobhan.
So we love y'all.
We love you guys. We're going. Peace out.
Peace out.
Thank you.